When Russia began drafting men for its invasion of Ukraine, 23-year-old Vladimir Popov and his father made the difficult choice to flee to the safety of Egypt's peaceful shores and avoid being drafted. For a time, they thought they had escaped the dangers of war, trading fear for tranquility in the stunning coastal city of Hurghada. However, instead of finding refuge, he encountered one of nature's deadliest predators. This is the animated story of the Hurghada shark attack. On the 9th of June 2023, Vladimir and his father Yuri decided to visit the Dream Beach Resort, one of the most popular tourist destinations in Egypt. Just like any other tourist, Vladimir decided to go for a swim while his father relaxed and watched his son from afar. Vladimir swam a bit further than the other swimmers, venturing approximately 50 meters away from the coastline. To those who paid attention to the news, the semi-recent shark attack that claimed the lives of 2 women in the Hurghada region might have been a concern. However, as such attacks were rare in the area, swimming was generally considered safe in the crystal-clear waters of the Red Sea. Vladimir would have been enjoying his peaceful swim until he heard the yells of other beachgoers. Everyone at the beach clearly saw the fin of a 10-foot-long, 3-meter tiger shark rapidly approaching Vladimir. He likely didn't have time to fully process this horrifying reality. Before he knew it, he was immediately attacked and dragged underwater. Tiger sharks are not the fastest swimmers, cruising at speeds of about 2 to 3 miles per hour. However, they can reach speeds of up to 20 miles per hour when hunting or catching prey. This speed far surpasses even the fastest trained human swimmers on the planet, let alone Vladimir. Tiger sharks are also known as opportunistic feeders, meaning they will eat almost anything, especially when hungry. Their diet includes fish, sea turtles, birds, and even non-food items like garbage or license plates. This indiscriminate feeding behavior makes them a highly dangerous predator. Within seconds, Vladimir was viciously attacked. It is unknown which limb the shark grabbed first, but it managed to get a strong enough hold to violently shake Vladimir in the water. Around this time, helpless onlookers took out their phones and began recording the incident. One of these onlookers was Vladimir's father, Yuri, who simply watched, unable to do anything to help his son. There was no way he could have reached Vladimir in time, and even if he had, how could he have made the shark let go of his son? During the attack, which lasted about 20 seconds, Vladimir wasn't even able to scream or shout for help, as he was being thrashed around in and out of the water. At one point, he was flipped upside down with his legs hanging above the water. All of this was captured on video and posted online. Eventually, the shark let him go and seemed to retreat. This was when Vladimir's gut-wrenching cries for his father were heard as he desperately tried to swim back to shore. Warning: the audio you are about to hear is extremely disturbing. Viewer discretion advised. The jovial music in the background, paired with Vladimir's distant cries and the petrified screams of onlookers, creates a truly nightmarish scenario. It was not too long before that everyone was enjoying themselves on the beach, and now all eyes were on the man who was clinging onto life by a thread. Vladimir was most certainly fighting for survival while he was being dragged about underwater. The struggle to fight off the shark while also holding his breath to stay alive would have quickly expended energy, causing a buildup of lactic acid, particularly in his arms, which leads to fatigue setting in quickly. His heart would have been beating much faster due to the adrenaline that flooded his system. Your body releases adrenaline in response to fear and pain, which increases heart rate and blood pressure to pump blood faster to vital organs and muscles. This rapid heartbeat helps you temporarily fight back, but prolonged stress could strain the heart, leading to irregular rhythms or even cardiac arrest if oxygen levels drop too low. Additionally, the fact that Vladimir was thrashing around in the water increased his body's need for oxygen, but holding his breath underwater prevented him from meeting this demand. The longer you hold your breath, the more CO2 builds up, creating an intense urge to breathe. Vladimir was racing against time, as the longer he was submerged in water, the higher chance he had at losing control of his breathing and ultimately drowning to death. As I explained before, the prior assault left Vladimir in an exhausted condition, unable to move much at all. The blood loss from the shark's bites further weakened his body to the point that he was mere moments away from falling unconscious. During this horrible attack, a group of local fishermen had swiftly sprung to action and began to make their way to Vladimir in a boat. The clock was ticking down until the shark returned and finished playing with its food. These fishermen were Vladimir's last hope. Unfortunately, they were too late. The shark finally decided to come back to a weakened, broken, and defeated Vladimir. He was surrounded in a pool of his own blood and wasn't moving much due to the blood loss. That is when the shark returned and bit down on his left shoulder, dragging him to the abyss. What makes this even more heartbreaking is the fact that the boat that the fishermen were on was seen sliding into frame just as Vladimir gets taken underneath, meaning that salvation was mere moments away from him. The shark was later caught by fishermen and was beaten to death with the use of pipes and pieces of wood. It is rumored that Vladimir's father took part in this, perhaps as some sort of revenge against the shark. However, this is not confirmed and may have been spread by the media to gain more attention on the subject. Nevertheless, it is widely debated whether or not the shark deserved this, as it can be argued that it was simply following its instincts and Vladimir was simply at the wrong place, at the wrong time. Later, a necropsy was performed on the shark, which revealed the remaining body parts of Vladimir, including portions of his limbs, head, and other body parts. Most of the rest of his body was also recovered in the nearby water. Egyptian government officials met with Vladimir's father and gave him clearance to take his son's remains back to Russia, where he was cremated and mourned by his loved ones. Surprisingly, the remains of the shark were recovered and mummified for display in a nearby museum. It is hard to imagine how the decision to escape war could lead to such a gruesome fate, undoubtedly making this one of the worst shark attacks ever. That's all for this video. I really hope it was informative. If you enjoy this concise and visual style, feel free to subscribe, drop a like, and comment on any topics you'd like to see discussed on this channel.